Hey, what's up, y'all? Hold on, let me take the sunnies off. I want to thank you, Eye to Eye, for checking out Sway's Universe. And I appreciate it. We got so many videos we want you to see, so push that notification button for me. Do it now and enjoy the video. Peace.
This is Sway. Sway.
Sway.
Sway.
In the morning.
In the morning.
In the morning. Don't shake your body. Wake your fuck ass up. That crust out your eyes.
We were having this conversation the other day about the greatest hip-hop duel of all time. Mm-hmm. A lot of names were being thrown out. We heard, of course, Mobb Deep. Mm-hmm. That's what triggered the conversation with Alchemist, and we were talking about it. We'd heard Run DMC. You know, we heard Houdini, even though I think they were a trio. You know, because you know the DJ was just as important as the MC. Mm-hmm. We heard a lot of different group Outkast.
MOP we threw out. We threw out Mobb Deep. You mentioned we threw out Naughty by Nature. We threw out Wu-Tang because you got to mention the Wu. Clips. You got to mention De La Soul. You got there's so many hip hop groups.
But the duels. At the top of everybody's list, at least top 3 of all time. You have to say Eric Sermon and Parrish Smith, a.k.a. EPMD.
Absolutely.
I remember when Strictly Business first came out, Heather B.
Woo!
And I was on the West Coast. It's my thing. You got to chill. We couldn't believe there was this East Coast rap group rapping over that funk beat like that and slaying it.
Killing it.
To me, that was the equivalent to when 50 Cent did Wankster. And a lot of people outside of New York didn't even realize he was from New York.
Right.
And it allowed him to spread in different nooks of the country that otherwise may not have paid attention. EPMD was one of the first people to just kind of be that hybrid. Ice Cube did it a lot. You know, when he went solo. Today we have with us the founding member of EPMD, the one and only Parrish Smith, ladies and gentlemen.
Crazy.
Yes.
Crazy.
What's up, man?
Yo, everything is good, Sway.
It's real good, huh?
Yes, real good.
I want to cover a few things, man, but I always like to touch on the history because a lot of folks try to sweep under the rug the history, but the history help explains the present.
Yes.
And help push us and helps us visualize the future.
Right.
You know, I had Eric Sermon up here not that long ago, and we were talking about how the two of you actually came together and what kind of spurred it. This is what he had to say.
Don't forget, Parrish worked at Intamin's Bakery.
Yeah.
And played football. But he used to stack money at Intamin's to go back to, college. You ain't got no money in college.
Yeah.
So he used to take his check for the summer, go back to school and live with. So, but he was like, you know what? Hey, I think you dope. Because Parrish didn't rhyme at first. He was a DJ. So after I started rhyming, he started saying, okay, well, you know what? Let's make a record. So we went and we rocked the record in 85.
In 85.
Damn.
Talk about that. You were working at a bakery?
Well, basically, I was going to school playing football, okay? But before I got to college and high school, me and he always used to talk about it. And then you go back to junior high when Eric first moved to my neighborhood. Every morning he was the new guy coming to school. So every morning we got to the bus stop, Eric had a new story. A new freestyle, like when Bernard gets wild out on the subway.
Yeah.
Eric, the very next morning, you're watching on the news, the very next morning, Eric had a freestyle about it. So then once I got to college, I started getting nice in the football game. Came home in the summer. You know, you got to make your money in the summer to go back in the fall. I got my pops from Marcy Projects. He's about 6'3", 280. And he was like, what? You're giving up the football to do hip hop. So I kind of had to flip the money from Intimates to do the demo, get signed to Sleeping Bag. Then when I got the check from Sleeping Bag, it'll replace the funds to go to school.
Wow. Do you hear that? You see why the history is important? This is why the history is important. It even goes deeper than that, your affinity for music, because Talk about Double Trouble in the movie Wild Style.
Yo, that's crazy, Sway. Now you're going there.
Yeah.
All right, so
And
basically,
I talk about Wild Style as one of Star Wars, Wild Style. These are some of the first movies or docs that I've seen that kind of pulled me into hip hop culture.
Right.
And the group Double Trouble was featured in Wild Style. Here's a little story that must be told about two cool brothers that was put on hold, tried to hold us back. Okay, go ahead.
Double trouble. Well, yo, since 13, I was around hip hop before it was called hip hop because my older brother Smitty D had a group called Smitty D and the Rock Squad. Okay, and he used to run with Zulu. Okay,
Zulu Nation.
Yes. Okay. So in 1979, when he graduated from high school, he was very advanced. He was already promoting. He was already trying to get a song out there, and he would bring them from the Bronx River in a U-Haul truck. My pops would drive the U-Haul truck. I'd be in the back with all of them. Mickey Benson, big shout out to Mickey Benson. And them.
Wow.
Okay, so at 13, before it became hip hop, Red Alert and all of these guys used to come out. I had 4 sisters. One of my sisters used to see Rodney C. So Rodney C used to take the train from the Bronx.
Rodney C from Double Trouble.
From Double Trouble. He used to come out with the leaves with the graffiti on it. I was 13 in awe, like, look at this. And then one time he came over, and when he got to the door, he had these white labels under his arm. And I was
That's
a DJ.
Vinyl, white label vinyl.
So he had vinyl, right?
You got it with the audience now. You got to break it down.
2017.
Okay.
So let me step back a little. Okay, when I was 14, my pops bought me a whole full DJ set, 15-inch speakers, turntables, but they were belt drives, whatever.
Yeah.
So Rodney knew that. This was about the time when Jazzy J did Funky Sensation.
Funky Sensation.
Okay, so this is when Planet Rock was coming out. It was all in this time. So it went from block parties to actually albums coming out. And then Rodney C., when he finished complete Wild Style, he came out and handed me the whole soundtrack instrumentals and was like, these are yours. And he signed them. So all of those beats,
the Wild Style instrumental.
Yeah, I had all of that when I was like 14.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Dr. King Tech told me and you told him that.
Yeah. And it's amazing I didn't use none of that. Yeah, there we go, yo. Don't get me started now. It's too early. Now it's not too late. Yo, hold up. The track still dope. Oh, wait. Sway in the morning. Had to be, yo, I'm P. Let me fall back. Yeah.
You know we down by law.
Yes. Big shout out to Rodney C, because he's still moving around out there. You know, it seems like our era is doing a 360 and it's opening back up. So, you know, Rodney's still making moves out there.
As it should. And so that's really where it all began for you. And Pop supported it. And then you had a bigger dream and, you know, start saving your money. You and East recorded your first demo. Right? The first song y'all put out, what was that?
That was It's My Thing. That was a 7-minute funk loop. The reason why I used that loop was because, again, my brother and sisters used to go out to the Bronx River, the T Connection. I was 13, 14. I used to have to wait till 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning for them to sneak back in the house. All right? And every time they came back, they had a tape of the actual party. So I would go out to their car 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning and listen to the show that they just came from. And I noticed on them tapes, every time they dropped 7 minutes of funk, the first thing they would say, Chiba Chiba, come to the front. Wherever you are, come to the front. MCs out there, come to the front. And the next, you know, check 1, 2, you know, MC Debbie D, Sha Rock, all of them. They was, and they used to be on these tapes. Red Alert cutting it, Jazzy J cutting it. So I was like, you know what? When we get our chance, that's the first beat we're going to use. So that must have been wild for DJ Red Alert at 98.7 once Eric and I, because, we was trying to get on. We used to go to the Latin Quarters, catch up with Red Alert and stuff like that, you know, have the picture from back in the day. So once we gave it to Red Alert, he said, I got you. Okay. You know, that's back when hip hop only had 1 hour on Friday and 1 hour on Saturday. So you'll sit there. And I think me and Eric listened to the show for like 58 minutes.
58 of the
And we was like, it's not coming on this week. We started to walk towards the radio to turn it off, and we heard the choppers come on, and it was over. Wow. And that's how it started for EPMD.
There go the choppers.
You know, we was running all through the neighborhood and just wilding and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Eric Sermon, Parrish Smith, EPMD. You want to talk with Parrish Smith? 888-742-3345. We got DJ Wonder on this EPMD medley. Sway in the morning. Let's go.
Check it out.
It's Sway in the morning. Only on Shade 45. Kilo.